This indie game feels like it would have been right at home on the old Atari 2600. Hi guys, my name is Wobble Rocket, and today we're taking a look at BloodDome Classic. This is an indie roguelike shooter from Halftone Gaming. I've actually received a free review copy of BloodDome 99, which is a sequel to this game and is coming to a release very, very soon. But before I show off BloodDome 99, I wanted to show off the classic version of the game. This is actually a completely free download on Steam. You don't have to pay anything to buy it. It's a very simple game. You have directional motion and you fire using your spacebar. The goal of the game is just to survive as long as you can against the ever-increasing horde of enemies. And once you hit certain milestones of money, you are able to purchase various upgrades. So we'll see what we can do with this run. The controls are a little tricky simply because you cannot aim using your mouse. Now there is a Remastered Mode in this game, which does allow for mouse aiming. It also allows for twin stick aiming if you're using a controller. But the classic version, your character fires in the direction that they're facing. So if I want to face and fire at these guys on the right, I have to be facing the right, which means that I can't move to the left and fire to the right at the same time. I really love the vibe of this game, though. The sounds are just really, really great, and they're such at home for the style of game that Halftone Gaming is trying to emulate here. The game has a really cool retro vibe. It has, scan lines, and it even has a little bit of curvature to the screen to simulate the effects of playing this on like an old CRT monitor. I would suggest that if the developers want to make the game a little bit more accessible, that they probably allow toggles for those effects, though. For some gamers, they may be problematic. Obviously, you only have one health to start off with, although some of the upgrades that you get, you can upgrade your health. Let's hop into the remaster mode real quick, and we'll show that off. The remaster features updated music and updated controls and its own leaderboard. In this mode, you can aim using your right control stick or your mouse. Movement seems a little bit more fluid in the remaster version, and it's actually my favorite way to play BloodDome Classic. There's something about being able to move backwards and still fire that really helps with your survivability. It allows you to strafe away from enemies and not quite get bogged down so much. The two games have a little bit of a different goal to them. In BloodDome Classic and even its remaster mode, the goal seems to be to just survive as long as you possibly can, and to drive your score up as high as you can. So it's very similar to just old arcade games where the end goal is just maximizing your high score and trying to reach as high as you can on the leaderboard. In BloodDome 99, the new sequel that's just come out, it has more of a, it really has a very basic story in that your character has been entered into like a Running Man style game show, and in order to win your freedom, you have to earn $150,000. That forces you to make the choice between upgrading your weapons and saving your money so that you can win your freedom and end the run. Of course, the further you go, the harder the run gets, with more and more enemies spawning, with enemies getting faster. A couple of other differences: BloodDome Classic only has one type of enemy, just these same bad guys, I guess you would call them, that just try to run towards you and tackle you. Whereas BloodDome 99 has a big variety of enemy types. It has some types that will run at you very quickly. It has large bruiser type enemies that have a lot of health. It even has bad guys on motorbikes who will explode if they run into you. BloodDome 99 also even has a couple of boss monsters as well that you have to defeat at the end of a run. I don't really know what additional development Halftone Gaming is planning for BloodDome Classic. I don't expect that they will put a lot of development time into the game since they have just released BloodDome 99. But a couple things that would be nice, I would like to see maybe some additional music tracks. It would also be really nice if there were more color schemes. Right now, the only adjustments that you can make to colors is you can choose between the default white character, and you can choose the yellow character, which I'm using here. I think it would be nice if the player had the ability to adjust some of the other colors in the game. Give them the option to adjust the colors of their shots or the colors of the enemies. Even just doing a RGB color picker where you can select your own custom colors would be a nice little addition. I would also like to see just one or two accessibility features, the ability to disable scan lines or disable the curvature, although there's not a whole lot of accessibility features that I feel like this game needs. And that is our run in the remaster version of BloodDome. You can join their mailing list. Again, there's colors that you can adjust, either the default white color for your player or the yellow color. You can control... Okay, you cannot remap your controls. I thought maybe you could. I would suggest, I think it would be nice if you could use the arrow keys. Instead of WASD, it would be really nice if we could modify that. As far as options go, you've got the ability to change your resolution, full screen, adjust your music and sound effect volume, and that's pretty much it. So it's a very, very simple game, but it's really, really fun, and it really does what it's trying to do very, very well. It's trying to emulate the kind of arcade classics that you might have seen in the era of, Galaga or some of those other games, or something that you might see on the Atari 2600, and it does a fantastic job of doing that. This is like I said, a completely free game. You can download this on Steam, and it doesn't cost you a dime. I'll put a link in the description. Be sure to check it out. My name's Wobble Rocket. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you around.